Thank you, MEC. Oh, God bless you. General Collins, good to see you. Thank you so much. Oh, please, please. I haven't got much time. I have the great opportunity of leaving here and going to the Mississippi Senate, where I will preside as Lieutenant Governor for my last time. I look forward to turning that gavel over to Lieutenant Governor-elect Tate Reeves, and he can take the complaints from the Senate. No, never a complaint from senators. I used to joke and say I've got 52 strong personalities in the Senate. Half of them think they ought to be Lieutenant Governor. That's okay. I love that passion. I never wanted a senator who just sat on the back row, who didn't want to accomplish and achieve. And we've had some real stars in that Mississippi Senate. If you look over the last 4 years, we've cut taxes on businesses and individuals in Mississippi 6 different times. 6 tax cuts. And that helped, I believe, whether it's looking at tax cuts on CO2, which we use in our tertiary oil recovery, or tax cuts on the repairs and purchase of farm and forestry equipment. We can do more. One of the things I'm very proud of is that we were able to protect our legal climate, that tort reform that you helped fight for so hard for, it seems like, so long ago. And every year, we had to step up to the plate again and say, no, we're not going to allow a slow deterioration of what we have gained. And so at the same time, we were pushing forward, moving on full throttle. I borrowed that line from the second opening of the division of the new steel mill as we call it now in Columbus, Mississippi, as Severstal was opening up phase 2, and Alexei Mordashev was there, and their new slogan that day was full throttle, and I told him I'm going to steal that. Because, you know, people keep telling me, Tommy, okay, you caught this car, what are you going to do with it? I said, we're going to get in and drive full throttle. That's what we're going to do in Mississippi. And MEC, you've helped lay out the blueprint for that full throttle explosion of opportunity that's going to happen in the state of Mississippi. As I read through it, as Blake was kind enough and Haley was kind enough to come by and say, we want to explain to you where we're at and what we're hearing in communities and what we think we can do with this, I'd look at it and I'd say, that's exactly what I believe. That's exactly what I've been saying. That's what I get. That's an applause line right there in that blueprint is where I get a line of applause when I am out on the campaign trail. And people all over the state of Mississippi say, yes, we want to have a plan. We want to move forward. We want to know that we're going to be able to enhance modern, new 21st century jobs in the state of Mississippi. Governor Barber has done such a remarkable job helping develop the blueprint for his future. As he would say things like, my energy policy's more of it. Simple but profound. And I would say our energy policy in Mississippi must be all of the above. And little did I realize when I first started saying that we were going to find systems like Kior that will take pine trees. Yes, all of us know our plantation pines and we love them. And now we're going to be able to convert those into fuel oil. Now imagine that. We have an opportunity of at least 4 new refineries in the state of Mississippi that's taking the substance that we take for granted, wood chips, and turn it into fuel oil. I used to joke with people and say, if you can ever turn pine trees into gasoline, we're your state. Now we are. Imagine the dawn of a new opportunity for Mississippi, and I would say the world. I think it is just our responsibility as I meet with the researchers at Mississippi State to help begin here in Mississippi to be the place that we make certain that this United States of America becomes energy independent. Big ideas? Absolutely, that's big ideas. As we talk about the economy of energy, just this summer as we saw Energy and Haley Forsackerly make the purchase of the KGN plant here in Hinds County, a $200 million investment. We all know about Mississippi Power's investment in Kemper County and what that's going to be like. And as we meet with individuals who say we want to bring our manufacturing here to Mississippi, and just yesterday we were talking about more of it, and they said, but we need the power to do it. We've got to have that electricity, for example, to run our plant. And we want to be able to say we've got it, and not only is it affordable, but it will last into the future. They don't come here and say, I'm going to invest $500 million or $1 billion, and I want to know we're going to be sound for the next decade. No, I want to be sound for the next 100 years. The big idea is to make sure that the economy of energy in Mississippi is the very best in the world. They say that, oh, that's not possible. We'll talk to the Fraser Institute, who just a month or so ago said Mississippi was the best state. In fact, they said it is the best spot in the world for energy investment. Now, that's a big idea, to say that we're the best. Not Texas, not Oklahoma, right here in Mississippi, and we're just getting started. People ask me, well, don't you feel uncomfortable out following Haley Barbour? Isn't that some big shoes to fill? Well, of course it is. But no, not at all. I'm very fortunate to be able to do that. What, do I want to fail the governor? Do I want to say, well, I'm so happy because the state was in shambles when I took the oath of office? Or do you want to be able to say, we are on the train, we're moving at speed, and we're just picking up, and now we have the opportunity to get to full throttle because of the engineer that was here before me has gotten us down the road. And oh, by the way, he's just not going to go away. He's not going to disappear as if we'll never hear from him again. Mayor, good to see you this morning. Love Meridian. Let me just get that out. Love Meridian, Tommy. All of you were so kind to me as I would come over there, and what great opportunities. One of the hardest working mayors in the state of Mississippi. But as we are moving down this track, I want to be able to let you know that I'm going to call on Haley Barbour. Y'all probably heard about the announcement yesterday. Jim Barksdale? Yeah, I thought that might work out. What a remarkable thing for Mississippi. Here is a man who is one of the world's, as I said yesterday, most successful and dedicated and hardworking and imaginative entrepreneurs and businessmen. Not just in Hinds County or Rankin County or Mississippi, but the world. I can assure you there were reporters yesterday all over the world, in the Wall Street Journal particularly, that probably walked down to the hall, to the publisher's office and say, we just heard Jim Barksdale's running MDA in Mississippi. That's the type of impact that's going to have. I'm so excited about what that future is going to bring for both international and national economic development opportunities, but also right here at home. The business owners like Tommy Dulaney, who've worked so hard, who's dedicated himself to something higher than his own self-interest or truly the interest of his company. If you've seen what he's been able to do in East Mississippi, the dedication that he's had to nonprofits, to the entertainment industry in the state of Mississippi, and you wouldn't think Tommy, a guy who makes steel, would be so interested in it, but he knows the future of that, this being the birthplace of Mississippi's music. Imagine what we can do now that we have a blueprint to move forward with. Now that we can say, and I am so fortunate again to be able to say, I have a plan that we can pull out of the desk drawer and say, let's see where we're at. I want to get that blueprint to the point where we can check it off, where next year I can walk up to you and say, we took that blueprint to the legislature. We asked them to turn that into legislation that was adopted by the House and Senate, and I was able to sign into law as governor, so we can check those 3 or 4 off the list. We can make sure that we've got the best economic development job training force in America. And I talk about and worry about those young children, some 30% of them in school districts that are dropping out. And I'm haunted by that image of this young child, sometimes, often, too often in Mississippi, born to a teenage mom, no early childhood learning. He goes into a failing school district. He drops out somewhere between the 9th and 11th grade, and his world is difficult from that moment on. That's the child that we must look towards, because you see, that's going to be the future workforce of the state of Mississippi. So I propose that we have dual enrollment. Now, Hank and I talked about this a long time ago, and Tom Burnham has been a great assistant on this, but to make sure not only those children like mine who made pretty good grades, their mother was a great help. They made good grades in school, and they were able to have that dual enrollment where they went to high school part of the day and on to community college the other part of their day as they were seniors. But couldn't we apply that to that child that's about to drop out? What if we said, we've got an opportunity for you to go learn a skill. Don't drop out today. Come back. We're going to work with you on your Carnegie units. We may have a different type of degree for you, but you will learn to be an electrician, a plumber, a steel maker. You will be valued as someone who is building this economy in Mississippi. It would be naive, I think timid for us to believe that we have accomplished all our goals, that all our problems have been solved, or that we cannot do even more in Mississippi. And so as I continue to look back with great fondness at my time as Lieutenant Governor and what Haley Barbour has been able to do, I also look forward towards the horizon, because I understand there lies the opportunity. Look around this room. Men and women of leadership that can do anything. We are boundless in our opportunities here in Mississippi. For too long, we had the low expectation of success, and we somehow thought, not us, maybe Alabama, maybe even Arkansas. The old joke used to be Arkansas would say, well, thank God for Mississippi. Not anymore. As I have the great opportunity to go and speak recently to the Republican Governors Association, one governor after the other came up to me and said, y'all are doing remarkable things in Mississippi. And they would tell their staff, we've got to watch what's going on over there. I would just say yesterday after the announcement of Jim Barksdale, a lot of them are watching closer. A lot of them are saying, now what are we going to do with Mississippi? They believe they can do anything. And we truly will. If we follow our blueprint, if we work hard, if we dedicate ourselves to the theme of our inaugural, the proposition that we must all rise together, we can do great things. I didn't run for governor to reach mediocrity. I didn't struggle and work and strive to come here and say I'm going to do the same old thing the same old way. I came here to say I've got a great foundation that's standing upon the shoulders of Haley Barbour and the great leaders that came before him. Governor Winter is here today. We're going to push on to greatness. Now is our time. But we've got to have a sense of urgency. You see, if we fail, if we falter now, if somehow people say, I knew they couldn't do it, even if they started halfway down the field, even if Haley Barbour left them in sound position, I just knew they couldn't do it, that soon that window will close. Well, it's not about to. We're going to work hard to achieve. We're going to let the rest of the world know that we have the greatest product to offer, that we have a land of opportunity like none other here in Mississippi, that we're going to create the most job-friendly state in the nation, and people are going to call that Mississippi. I want to thank you, MEC. We've got great challenges ahead. Now, as I leave today and have the joint session of the legislature to swear in those great statewide elected officials, as Lieutenant Governor Tate Reeves takes that gavel, I understand that I will be unemployed for about 4 days. I considered going hunting. No, I'm going to stay here and work. Deborah and I know that we have been given a great gift, that the Lord has led us to this time and this place and this opportunity for a reason. And if you will join with me, if you will continue to put forward the effort that you have, we will rise together and accomplish great things. Thank you so much, MEC, for what you've done. Let's move forward together. God bless you.